Hey everybody, Charlie 902 here. Welcome back to Disco Elysium, the final cut. Now, we just headed back from the island where we met the communist deserter and the Insulindian phasmid to be met by my major crimes unit team that I was apparently the lead of. They're having kind of an intervention to determine if I'm mentally stable and also to figure out what happened to, you know, police property, things of that nature. So let's continue our questioning and see where this goes. It's actually quite entertaining. So last thing it was said, he said that I stink because I told him that I'm no longer drinking. And Kim, good guy Kim, jumps in and says he's wounded. It's been a long week and he's handled an actual corpse. It must be because of the pheromone. We have been sprayed with pheromone. I've handled an actual corpse. It's been a bit of a week. Sorry I smell bad. None of this matters. My odor situation is meaningless to what I've discovered. We do have a pheromone on me, but we're just going to go ahead and say, yeah, it's been a bit of a week. I'm sorry I smell bad.
A bit of a week? You're drunk, and you let the suspect escape, a certain Glacier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Not taking her in was the right thing to do. She gave a vital clue that led us to the island. Yeah, let her go. An act of mercy on behalf of the city of Revachol. Okay, I got duped there. She pulled one on me. It's just a small detail in a huge case you know nothing about. Doesn't matter. None of it does. We're looking at the oxygen holocaust times a quadrillion. I have come to know the final fate of man in the universe. Whoa, that's pretty deep. Not taking her in was the right thing to do. She gave a vital clue that led us to the island.
Oh, well. If she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect. The one who shot herself. In the head.
Yeah, that sucked. I'm sorry about that. He rubs his face in frustration.
Or the fact that you very likely sold your gun for booze. That's peanuts. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 7 people who were gunned down, the streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
That was going to happen whether I intervened or not.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
I did.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Look at Kim coming in with the assist. So I kind of feel like this is like, you know, like we're meeting St. Peter at the pearly gates, right? And we're kind of going through our list of sins, right? We're going through all the good things we did, all the bad things. So this is kind of like, must be kind of like the final roll-up. I'm assuming based on what you've done throughout the game, your decisions and actions you've made will affect how this conversation goes. I also solved the case. It's solved, all of it. Yeah, it was a massacre. We got wiped. Where the hell were you? Firefight is a trivial matter compared to the greatest discovery of the century. I don't want to bring up the phasmid because nobody will believe me. The only reason Kim even believes me is because he saw it. I also solved the case.
Detective, it's better if I do that.
He says in a lower voice. Okay.
It's so much better if he does this. 1,000,000 times better.
Well, let's let him do it.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He brushes a stray strand of hair out of his eye and coughs.
You spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
Yeah, let's hear what Kim thinks. I think I've only slighted Kim once, and that's when I got too hyped trying to dance in the church, and I threw a racial slur at him for some reason.
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's so true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
See?
See?
See? Well, look at you. I don't know how to say that. You did, Mignon? Thank you.
1 week.
Yes, 1 week. One step at a time, guy. Come on.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize. profusely,
Uh-oh.
making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's not a good communication strategy for an officer.
No.
It's just strange, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a true blue moralist.
Am I, though?
A man of the center, not prone to political outbursts, which is commendable, but also at odds with his behavior. And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he is a great detective.
Hey!
One of the best I have seen. in fact.
Kim, you are the best dude ever. You are forever my friend. X out you. X out you. Actually, you've been nice. X out you. I don't even know who you are. Trant. Friendship with you guys ended. Friendship with Kim K. 100%.
He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
It came from the soul.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
Don't bring it up. That just... No, they're not going to believe that, and then they're not going to believe anything else you just said.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
You shouldn't have brought it up.
He takes out the photo of the
Oh, yeah, we do have a
phasmid
photo.
and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows, flapping the glossy rectangle in his hand.
Don't lose the photo.
You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
I don't know what this means. Hosiana? Boom shakalaka. Mother. I think I'm going to say this one. So as you can see, I'm a pretty okay detective. Say nothing. No. Boom shakalaka. We're going with NBA Jam, right? Late 90s, NBA Jam, boom shakalaka, the nail in the coffin. Go.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
I mean, it did have and collected some of the evidence.
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
Yes, the phasmid may have contributed to his mental state in some way over the years. It's probably not connected per se, but the perpetrator knew of its existence. Boom, boom, boom. 3.
So it is connected.
Ellipses.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
I must ask. Not Musk. I must ask. If we did not pursue the phasmid through the cryptozoologist and his wife's quest line, would it have shown up during that final moment? Or would it have stayed hidden? I don't know. I'm going to have to watch other playthroughs to see this because this game is way too long to play through again right now.
Yes, it really does make it hard to fire out the drunk.
His tired eyes follow the photo as the lieutenant puts it away.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness.
He saw true beauty. Something that transcends all of this BS. When you think galaxy mind, grand scheme of things, you know, Earth is a, grain of sand on a beach of, galaxies and planets. how trivial our interactions, thought lines, empires, political standings, socioeconomics truly are in the grand scheme of things.
Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
I also started a nightclub in the church. Also, the phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest. The killer, Lilianovich Dros, we have a strong motive for him. The previous head of the Debarders Union was assassinated by our killer. Let's go with 3. The killer, we have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
The special consultant raises an eyebrow. A revolutionary matronym?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead.
Oh, okay.
This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So that backs up his story.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trout. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Yes, we do.
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
It was! You actually did a good job, Tron.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
Ooh, challenging. He killed the mercenary in an act of jealousy. He killed the mercenary hoping to start a war between the company and the Union. He actually didn't. He never mentioned anything about that. It was jealousy.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years, 70-something?
A strange psychosexual fascination. The result of spending all this time in solitude on the islands of this bay. And trauma too. He himself gave a political reason. In his mind, he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that.
It's more than that. A perfect folding mechanism like the phasmid. It's way more than that. It will win me Dora back. Dora back. No, it won't. It's my masterpiece. They'll teach this in cop school. I did all I could. Every second was a struggle. I'm still not completely satisfied with it. It could be just a little neater. Man, the best answer would be I did all I could. Every second was a struggle.
I've never doubted you can pull yourself together and work in bouts. Bouts don't last. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
He buttons his jacket.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there. Like in your bones or something.
I am detoxing. Give me a while.
It will pass in time.
Yep. The previous head of the Debarders Union was assassinated by our killer. He never 100% admitted to that. I fixed the strike situation. I don't know if that was a good way to do that. There's also a dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in the boardwalk. Drunk.
How'd you know I found him?
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
Okay. Thank you. Is it Judith?
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Yeah, but I was still doing my job.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
I looked into the mystery of the Doom commercial area. We'll wait on that one. The previous head of the Debarders Union was assassinated by our killer.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martinez, where Everard and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere.
Lieutenant lowers his voice just a little.
And eyes, too. Your return from the island must not have gone unnoticed.
Understood, of course.
I would prefer not to partake in anything Union-related, for political neutrality.
So even the police is scared of the Union.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mention.
I agree. He did not even challenge that one bit. Let's go nightclub church, because I'm pretty proud of that.
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
Yeah, I did some kids a solid. I turned their life around. I did. And I discovered a hitherto unexplored anthroponetical phenomenon in there too. A 2mm hole in the world. Well, let's not mention that because people think we're crazy. No, I did the kids a solid. Turned their lives around.
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there. It's okay.
You want to tell them about how I stopped them from producing drugs?
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
Phasmid, we're not too concerned about. Strike situation, I'm not even going to bring that up because kind of ruined the strike situation, I think. Looked into the mystery of the Doom commercial area.
I don't know what a Doom commercial area is.
Rue de Saint Just Lane 10, a commercial building where all the businesses go bankrupt. I looked into it. Nothing is not important.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't sound too important, since it's not connected to the case or a giant living organism.
Is it connected? I don't think it is. Strike was connected. We're not going to bring that up because we did poorly on that. So what do you say? You want to take this hot shit back? Point to yourself.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder.
He shrugs.
So I have to. Jude?
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
All right. So that sounds like a moderately good outcome.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
I got a few questions about who I am.
The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Am I a dirty cop? I need to tell Lena about this Phasmid ASAP.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. Remember?
Yes. A cryptozoologist. She lives in Jamrock on the Tabernacle Road. She told me about the Phasmid.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
She looks at Vicamar.
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part.
Fair enough.
They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
What are you going to do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
He pulls up his collar and looks around, the cold spring light reflected in the lenses of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Le retour.
The return. Wait, you mean the return?
Perhaps. There are people who say the zone of control will not hold up long. They are not on the radio yet, but there are parties out there.
He pauses in deep thought.
Yes. I hear worries from systems analyst in Vespa and Messina. International risk departments in Pangs. People like that.
Yeah, I mean, it stands to reason.
We've been hearing whispers in Jamrock too. Ever since fall. I agree that something is happening. People are tense. I hear a fan spinning fast. Something is about to hit it.
Do we want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I mean investigate. Come work in Precinct 41 with me.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
No, you're amazing. You gotta come work with us.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
Oh, let's bring him over.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
The lieutenant turns very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
She says with a smile.
I do like the sound of that.
Okay, you can't see it. I just have a Steam achievement pop up that says Recruit Lieutenant Kutsuragi. So we got him. I do like the sound of that. He returns her smile.
He's really considering it.
Yeah, he was awesome. Kim was great. Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
Who was the girl?
Dora something. Dora Engelund? Yeah, you mentioned her name.
Dora England.
Not Dora Dubois.
Wait, so we weren't even married?
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
What? No one is married anymore? Cryptozoologist had a wife. When was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago? She was way before my time.
6 years?
No, it was 6. Like ancient. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Engelund really tore you a new one. A big one.
Okay, so part of this is what he read. He said, yeah, R7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora England really tore you a new one. A big one. Now, 2 old years equals 1 normal year. 100% facts. The older I get, and for reference, I'm almost 38, it seems as if time goes by much faster than it did when I was younger. Like light years faster. Even days seem to just fly by compared to how they used to in my youth. And I know that's a relative thing, a perception thing. But I do believe that the older you get, the faster you perceive the passage of time. And clearly this is a thing. Otherwise it wouldn't even be referenced in this game here. All right, who was she?
Incredibly bangable?
No, I meant, what did she do?
She was incredibly fuckable. A beautiful bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a whalekin, basically.
Yeah, but beauty doesn't mean anything. Not surface beauty. Like, you can be the most beautiful person in the world and just be a horrible, absolute horrible person to be with. So what about her?
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin.
Okay.
I've only seen a picture. But it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Was that all it was? I was just infatuated with her. I never actually got to know her.
Look, the sun is about to go down. It's time to go.
You're right. I need to move on, though. I'm trying to figure out a way to move on from this.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first. The middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing.
From my dreams, my dream interactions with her, for some reason I personify her as Dolores Day, which makes no sense. But it seems like I was already a partier, which means I already partook of both drugs and alcohol. She found that fun. Kind of like the movie Titanic, you know, with the rich lady and you know, the fun young poor boy, right? It was only fun while they were on the ship. It was never going to last, right? Like, she wasn't going to like give up her life for him. It was just a tryst that was a fun thing. But for Lieutenant Harry Dubois, it was much, 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 much more. And when it was time for her to move on from her summer tryst, or however long it took for her to get bored of us, he was just destroyed by it, because for him, she was everything. But for her, he was just fun because he was different. So that exacerbated his partying, his drug use, his alcoholism, and just, you know, spiraled him down.
My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
We're not going to ask if I'm a dirty cop. We're not. Yeah, what kind of station is Precinct 41?
Us? We're the bloody murder station. Haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Yeah, you seem to idolize Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station, and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
He tilts his head northward.
Get back to it. We left Torsen and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
What's the Sea Wing?
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
Was it because I made it a mistake?
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
Torsen and McLean?
Mac the Torso Torsen and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
She arches an eyebrow.
They are damn iconic, though. Torsen and McLean.
This is true. An iconic duo, I take it?
Yeah, not like us. 2 clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We're garbage.
That's it. There's no contrast. We're just depressed old men. Oh, man. All right, and what about Price?
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
Is his name Ptolemy? Is this a common name? Because that's a pretty cool name. I like the silent P.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
So I work in the bloody murder station.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
Okay.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Well, you're going to come work for us.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
Who am I?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
I'm a gym teacher? Oh, if he would have only said, "You're a wizard, Harry," that would have been amazing. I'm assuming that's what this is this is referring to, but throwing the gym teacher in there is even better, I think. Good job.
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore,
But before?
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
I was a flagellant monk. No, that does explain a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
The collection of fallen sportswear I've amassed.
Your moves on the church floor, which honestly were just jump aerobics. Your use of the word graffito.
And this guy, too.
Savoir-faire.
God, even this javelin throwing freak here.
Hand-eye coordination. That's why I launched the pétanque ball. When was this? When was I a gym teacher?
in your 20s or late 20s. You've really let yourself go since then.
You said in Quran?
Yes, you taught gym in Quran. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
Okay. Same thing, said 3 different ways.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards. Quran is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Assel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His
Okay.
smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
Why did I join the RCM then?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
Was that, No, that couldn't have been the Dolores Day girl because that was 6 years ago and I'd been a police officer for a long, long time.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries, and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
She leaving for the academy? Police academy? Okay, I see now.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
I love that the video game ism of me wanting to run everywhere to save time is being addressed by the game in a meta fashion by making me a gym teacher and also Kilm noticing and commenting on us running everywhere. All right, I'm not going to ask about the dirty cop thing. I don't want to give myself away like that. All right, I'm ready.
Good.
She looks at you, then Vicamere.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
Is this it? Is this the end?
The great district hums in the falling rain. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls, fire traps as far as the eye can see. From Main Street to Grand Couronne, from Precinct 41 to Boogie Street, forking into the rain-swept horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Torsen? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmare? Yes. Dubois? Yes.
Would that be Dubois? No, if I failed the checks to basically be fired.
Really? Nix Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Potomny Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in the office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the RCM. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minot, of course.
All right.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go
End.
back to Jamrock now?
This is it. Got some music. Get me some medical attention. Trying to let the music just vibe. There it is, Disco Elysium. I really wanted to make a theory on that 2mm hole. I couldn't figure out what the pail was. So, this game, unlike anything else I've played, well, it's like quite a few different games mixed into one, but I haven't found one that's exactly like this. It was like playing a point-and-click adventure game slash choose-your-own adventure with RPG elements and just throw in, you know, a few hits of acid. Excellent game. I'm super curious to see some of the different outcomes and some of the different ways of solving some of these problems that you're faced with, or dilemmas. Since starting this, I've started to watch another playthrough. Being super careful not to spoil myself on anything and not to get further than what I've played through myself, which now is going to no longer be an issue. and it's already vastly different their playthrough than mine. If you're interested in watching it, it's Wooly Versus, and just Google Wooly Versus on YouTube. Great channel. Watch everything he's got. He's excellent content creator, and it's very interesting watching their playthrough as they're from Quebec, so he understands French, where I do not, and he provides some insight onto a lot of these things. Gonna let the credits roll, see if there's a Marvel Avengers style end scene here, and just to give these great people their credit for working on this awesome game. Longer game than I expected too. I think we're at about 42 hours-ish, maybe give or take a few hours. I expected this game to be about 20 hours. I don't know if that's because I'm playing the final cut. I think the final cut adds voice acting. So I'm super glad I decided to play, you know, later on and not when it initially came out. There's all the voice actors for the characters. But yeah, great game. Fully enjoyed it. Was excited every time I got to play this to continue it for the YouTube series. Actually played this so much that I got a huge backlog of episodes to edit and upload, to where it'll be weeks before this is actually released, this final episode here. And I've neglected some of the other series that I've been trying to upload on YouTube. So now I have to like hurry up, jump through my butt, get back on Red Dead Redemption 2. I still got some more Star Citizen content I want to make, so finally finishing this frees up some time for that. But you know, I just wanted to play this so much that every time I sat down to create content, I wanted to just play this. Plaisance. I like that name. I'm not accustomed to hearing that name. I don't interact with a lot of like I guess that's a French name with French individuals. I'm living down here in Texas. I'm originally from Virginia, but I've lived all over. Military's taken me around the world a few times, different places. Lived in Europe for a while, lived in Asia for a while. Settled down in Texas. I like it down here. But not a lot of French influence where I'm at. Funny enough, there's a lot of Czechoslovakian, Polish, and German influence in the area that I'm living at. Fun fact. So yeah, if you have any other suggestions for different series for me to play, different games that are similar to this, or along the same veins, please feel free to comment and you know, suggest some playthroughs for me. I'm looking for things to play. I'm not into fast-paced arena shooters, Twitch shooters, mil-sim type games. They do not interest me. I'm more interested in story-driven, usually single-player games, with some exceptions, such as, you know, Star Citizen, games like that. And I am open to MMOs as long as they're heavy fantasy-based or sci-fi-based. But yeah, single-player games like this, roguelikes, I like a lot of those, even though I'm not the best player. The older I get, the slower my reaction speed seems to be, so a game like this where I can kind of just chill, read the narrative, choose a response, seems to be a little more my speed. Plus I like the you know, the esoteric thought behind it, the, you know, different views on life and how that we approach the norm and what is the norm, socioeconomics, politics, things like that. You know, when we explore them as like a race, and by race I mean human race, not individual sub-races of the human race, but just like the human plight, games that are a little more realistic, games that are that don't always end in like happy, fantasy, cheery, awesome things. But yeah, if you want to see me play something in particular, please feel free to suggest it. I'm trying to grow my channel. I appreciate, like a comment, subscribe. I say that every episode. Hopefully that'll stick. It does really go a long way towards making all the time and effort that I put into this worthwhile. The music has ended. And it's restarted again. All right, so now we're on to the French team. Hopefully there won't be too many more credits, but we are going to let them all roll. Also, tell me what you think. If you guys played through this game on your own, tell me what your experiences were. What stood out? For me, the main thing that stood out was the church. Us establishing the dance club in the church was a high point for me in this game because it kind of like it showed that we could all come together with something universal such as music. People from different backgrounds, even a police officer, kids that were, trying to start up a drug lab, even a programmer, and almost my partner, who also came from a very different background. We almost all just kind of vibed for a minute. I messed it up, but we almost got there. We saw a hint of it, so I really like that. Some of the supernatural things were very interesting. I think we could probably have went further down those roads with the 2mm hole in the church, the weird Shivers female voice that we would get every once in a while. I don't know if that was some form of memory or what that was. And then when we were trying to reach the ship Archer, when we turned the horse statue into an antenna, we kept getting radio signals from different time periods. Well, I don't even know if it was radio signals. It was Kim talking when he wasn't there. So I wonder how far you can go down those roads. And that's it. No end credits scene. I think this is it. And once again, amazing game. Is that Zom Studios? I don't want to ruin it. Or is it Zaum? Amazing job with this game. I know other streamers and YouTube content creators had a lot of bugs with the game, but nothing couldn't be solved with, just reloading the game. I had absolutely no bugs whatsoever. Played through the whole game. Nothing, no bugs other than a weird graphical glitch, a visual glitch was the only thing, but nothing was game breaking or that distracting. Great game, insanely good voice acting, very good writing, very enjoyable to play, and it kept me guessing the whole time. If you have not played this game, I recommend picking it up, give it a playthrough. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching. This has been Disco Elysium. I've been Charlie9er2. All right. If you want to know what that name means, just ask me in the comments. I'll tell you what Charlie9er2 is a reference to. My name is not actually Charlie. That's a hint. But thanks for watching. Please consider a like, a comment, and a subscribe. And stay tuned for the next series. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.